Hey everyone, and welcome. Today, we're going to crack open the secret weapons that every great Java developer has in their back pocket, the built-in utility classes. These are the tools that let you write better, smarter code way faster. So let's dive in. Think about it for a second. Almost every program you write needs to do common stuff, right? Like handling dates, reading user input, or just formatting some text. Imagine having to write that code from scratch every single time. It would be a huge waste of time. So how do we get around that?
Well, the answer is pretty simple. You use a good toolbox. And the beautiful thing is, Java gives you one right out of the box. It's called the Java Util package. The best way to think about it is as this pre-packed kit, just filled with all these specialized tools, each one perfectly made for a specific common job.
All right, let's pop the latches on this toolbox and take a look inside. We're going to start by exploring some of the most essential tools in here and see exactly how they make your life as a programmer so much easier. Now look, the java.util package is massive. You could spend weeks exploring it. So for today, we're going to focus on 6 of the most fundamental tools. These are the ones you'll find yourself reaching for over and over again. They're kind of like the Swiss Army knives of the Java world. First up, we are tackling something that sounds simple but is, believe me, notoriously tricky in programming: time. You've got leap years, different time zones, daylight saving. It's an absolute minefield. But don't worry, our toolbox has exactly what we need for this. So let's break this down into 2 totally different problems. First, how do you just capture a single specific moment in time, like a timestamp? And second, how do you actually do stuff with time, like figure out what the date is going to be 2 weeks from today? See, these are different jobs, and they need different tools. And this is where the date versus calendar classes come in. Here's the deal. Think of date as a photograph. It's a snapshot. It captures one specific instant, and that's it. Calendar, on the other hand, is the machine. It's the tool that lets you move time forward, backward, add days, change months. Fun fact, there's a reason for this split. The original date class actually did have methods for changing time, but they were so confusing and buggy they were eventually deprecated. So calendar was built to do the job right. Just remember, date stores the moment, calendar works with it. But hold on. Saying it's 10 a.m. is, well, it's pretty much meaningless without context, right? Is that 10 a.m. in London, New York, or Tokyo? They're all completely different moments. This is where time zones are absolutely critical. And yep, our toolbox has us covered. And that's where time zone and simple time zone come into play. Time zone is like the blueprint. It's the general idea of a time zone, but you can't really use it directly. Simple time zone is the actual concrete tool you grab to work with a specific zone, like America/Los Angeles. It's the class that knows all the nitty-gritty rules, especially for tricky things like when daylight saving time starts and ends. All right, we've got a handle on time. Let's shift gears and grab another set of tools from our kit. Now we're going to tackle another universal programming challenge: getting information into your program and then presenting it back to the user in a way that looks clean and, readable. Oh, we have all been there. You write this brilliant piece of code that calculates all this important data, but when you print it out, it's just this wall of text and numbers, all jumbled together. You know what I'm talking about. It works, technically, but it's just ugly and really hard to understand. This is where Formatter comes to the rescue. This class is your secret weapon for amazing presentation. Think of it like a professional typesetter for your program's output. It gives you total control over alignment, spacing, how many decimal places to show, everything. So with just a little bit of Formatter magic, you can take that total mess of an output and instantly transform it into a perfectly aligned, beautiful, structured table. It's the difference between looking like a hobbyist and looking like a pro. Okay, so making our output look pretty, check, we've got that covered. But what about the other direction? How do we get information in? How does your program actually listen for a user to type something on the keyboard or read from a file? For that, we need a totally different tool. Enter the scanner class. Seriously, this thing makes reading input incredibly simple. It's basically 3 steps. First, you just point it at where the data is coming from, say the system keyboard. Second, you tell it what kind of data you're expecting. Are you waiting for a whole number, a line of text? And third, Scanner does all the hard work of actually reading, parsing, and delivering that data right to your program. It's just that easy. Wow, okay, so let's take a step back and just look at the amazing toolkit we've put together here. We've got these precision instruments for handling all the complexities of time, and we've got these super versatile tools for managing text.
Let's do a final check of all our gear. And here it is, our core Java Util toolkit, all laid out. And you can really see the flow now, can't you? With date and calendar, we capture and manipulate time. With time zone, we give that time global context. Then with scanner, we pull data into our world. And with formatter, we present our results back out professionally. It's a complete cycle, from input all the way to beautiful output.
And really, the big takeaway here is this. This isn't just about memorizing a bunch of class names for a test. It's about understanding that you have this powerful set of tools ready and waiting to help you solve real-world problems. Using them is going to save you so much time and make your code way more reliable and professional. Just these 6 classes we've talked about today can solve countless everyday programming challenges. They really are the foundation for so many incredible applications. So the only question left is, now that you know what's in the toolbox, what are you going to build with it?